Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry for not uploading for a couple days. I feel bad for that. Honestly, I really do. But we got an upload today, and I think you guys are gonna like it because a lot of people were asking me how to beat spawner decks, because spawner decks can get very, very difficult, and most spawner decks have Mother Witch in them. And people are like, what do I fireball? The Flying Machine, the Mother Witch? Do I fireball the um, the actual spawners themselves? Like, so we beat it 3 different times, and I want to kind of show you guys how I did it and how I kind of like baited them to use their Mother Witch. And so, yeah, I will show you guys how to beat it for sure. And I think it's an important matchup to know how to beat, specifically because there's a lot of it going around. So, right off the bat, he goes for a spawner, and then he goes for protection. If they go for a protection like that, then you need to fireball both the E-Wiz or Mega Minion or whichever card to play, the Flying Machine. If you can hit the spawner and that card, then you want to hit both instead of the tower. And so right here, right off the bat, he doesn't know our deck, apparently, so he goes for a Mother Witch, and we can punish him with a Graveyard immediately. If they play a bad Mother Witch like that, you always want to punish. No matter how much elixir you're down, you need to try and punish, because they will not make that mistake again of cycling the Mother Witch. If they're smart, they won't make that mistake again, and they will save it. And even if you have Fireball, it doesn't matter. Try to punish with everything you can. That will never be a bad play, trying to punish them for using their Mother Witch. So now we can cycle our Fireball on top of his Goblin Hut, and just like that, the Ice Wiz stays alive and actually gets them all down to 1 health. And now we can just drop a cage because he just cycled another Mother Witch. Apparently he didn't understand, he didn't learn his lesson, right? So we've already taken his tower down more than halfway, and he's gonna decide to cycle Mother Witch again for some reason. So that's pretty interesting. So we're gonna go for a Baby Dragon, and then a Goblin Brawler is going to help out. We're just trying to protect the Goblin Brawler because he does way more damage per second than the Valkyrie, so the Valkyrie is just kind of to tank for the Goblin Brawler to kill that P.E.K.K.A. to make sure that we don't have to deal with it. So we can just go for a high Ice Wiz because I kind of figured that he had Fireball, and he definitely does have Fireball. You almost always see Fireball. Ice Wizard actually gets a really clutch shot right there. I don't know if you guys saw that, so that's really good for us. He's gonna have to deal with that cage on the opposite lane. And he goes for a P.E.K.K.A. and so we're gonna go for a Barbaro, and he actually drops his Mother Witch, so we're just gonna fireball that and the pig as soon as the pig spawns. And so now we can go for a low Valkyrie and then get our Ice Wiz, go for a cage at last second, and yeah, look at Cage doing absolute work to that P.E.K.K.A., so that's really good for us. And now he's okay. He has 2 huts up. We're going to try to defend with troops. We're not going to fireball that side. We really need to get damage. So right here, I went for a naked Graveyard because we have Fireball in cycle, and even if he uses Mother Witch, we'll just Fireball it, right? And so we're going to Tornado back to P.E.K.K.A., and I'll just drop a Goblin Cage at last second. And just like that, we beat him. And so we're going to BM him. I'm always going to BM spawner decks because it's pretty low skill. I think you guys could probably agree. I don't think people should be able to win off of just placing buildings on their side of the map and then just doing that. So right off the bat, he goes Cannon Cart first to cycle so he could get his spawner down, which is pretty annoying. So just like that, we're gonna go for a high Valkyrie to take out the Cannon Cart with a Baby Dragon, and we're gonna go in for a Graveyard here, and he actually goes in for a super bad Mother Witch. I was hoping to catch him off cycle, and we actually like got him in a terrible cycle, or maybe he just played a bad Mother Witch. He tried to protect his spawner with the Mother Witch. That's not the play. So Baby Dragon does absolute work, and for the rest of the game, we just defend, and there's just no way he can come back because he played such a bad beginning. And then the last deck we have, this is like more of the meta version, I would say. I'd say this version goes around the most, and so I beat this one as well. So you guys will want to watch this one, and I'm sure he's just going to go Goblin Hut first play if I was him, since, you know, Spawner's OP. So kind of annoying that we don't have our Fireball in cycle, so we had to cycle Ice with, so we're just going to go for the Barb Barrel, and for some reason, I always notice this, people with spawner decks, they love to protect their spawners, so had he played his cannon cart next to that spawner, we would have fireballed both of them, but he was a little bit smarter than that, and unfortunately he drops a Mother Witch, but he does drop it right into my baby dragon, and so he goes for his furnace at 0 elixir, which is really weird. Like, I knew that he didn't have enough elixir to play that, so I was like pretty curious. So we're gonna go for an Ice Fist first, and because he doesn't have his Mother Witch in cycle, we are most definitely gonna go in for a Graveyard and try and punish him again. And so at the same time he drops his Goblin Hut. This is such a great scenario for us, guys. He just spent 9 elixir, because 5 on the hut and 4 on the furnace. And so even though we don't get much damage, both his furnace and his Goblin Hut are now like basically dead. And we didn't really have to spend, like, all we did is like, we even got a little bit of tower damage, and we didn't have to use our Fireball on either one, so that's really good for us. Right here we can just go for a low Ice Wizard. That's like a perfect placement for Ice Wizard, because he's not going to want to fireball it, and by the time he does, he's not going to get any damage with his flying machine. So right here we get a perfect Barb Barrel to kill that one Fire Spirit, and now he has to either deal with it or take a shot from that, and once again he cycles the Mother Witch, guys. Like so we're just going to go in for a Graveyard, and he goes for the high Elite Barbarians, but one skeleton actually pulled back the Elite Barbarians, which is actually not even that bad for us, and we get quite a lot of damage from that. And yeah, so this defense gets kind of sketchy, just because you know, his deck does have a lot of really good cards in it. Like Cannon Cart is really good right now, Mother Witch is great, spawner decks are very viable, Elite Barbarians are really strong right now. Even though people like want to say that they're not, they're really strong. He cycles his Mother Witch again, so we're gonna punish him once again with a Graveyard. And as soon as that Goblin Hut pops, we're gonna just Tornado it and we're gonna even Fireball just to kill his counter push. So it helps cycle, and yeah, now he doesn't have that in cycle. So we can just go set up with another Goblin Cage and just chill for a second, and let's see what he does. Okay, so he goes in for a Furnace, of course, right? So he's gonna go for opposite lane pressure now, because I think he's like realizing. So we're gonna just go for a Valkyrie in the middle, and then go for a Baby Dragon, and the Goblin Brawler is gonna walk back. And I wasn't sure that Goblin Brawler was gonna walk back, so I actually kind of overcommitted with a Cage on defense, but I think that's fine. So we're just gonna Fireball his Furnace now, because I can basically Fireball cycle him down, and because I spent my Fireball, he decides to go in for a Mother Witch, which definitely, I don't know if that's the play, but I guess it kind of works out for him, because I do a kind of bad Tornado, and so his Mother Witch survives. And then I missed that Barbarian, and so I have to drop an Ice Wizard, and his Barbarian gets 2 shots, and it does like 460 damage, or 450 something. So that's a lot of damage, so we can just go for a Barbara on top of his Mother Witch, which again, I'm not exactly sure why he keeps playing the Mother Witch, but I guess I'm fine with that. We can go for a low Valkyrie so that the flying machine actually walks into, or I guess flies into a spot where our tower will shoot it. And yeah, so as soon as that cage pops, we're gonna go for a Valkyrie protection, and we're gonna go for a Graveyard at 0, because now he has literally nothing for our Graveyard, and I'm pretty sure that's gonna be GG's. And even if it's not, we're in triple elixir, we can cycle back for Fireball and Fireball him one more time, because Fireball does 250 damage. Just go for a Tornado back and a Fireball, and that is a good game. Thank you guys for watching. Peace!